I caught a sea bass. No, wait. It's at least a C+. Oh, that joke never gets old. This is the OSMcast. Hi, folks, and welcome to the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome. I'm Basil.
And I'm Douglas.
And I'm Anna.
And I'm John. I do this thing sometimes.
Yeah, that's us.
I do this thing never.
It's all right. Hi, folks, we're the OSMcast, again, your podcast for everything awesome. We're so glad you're listening to us today or tonight or whenever this wonderful nothing has gone wrong at all year of 2020. It's all just sunshines and rainbows and lollipops on our islands anyways.
Honestly, yes. Animal Crossing might be the best thing that's happened this year.
Well, there is one other good thing. They announced this new video game called Final Fantasy 16.
Huzzah!
Ooh.
What a surprise.
I mean, honestly, I don't know of another game series that's actually gotten to a numerical 16 yet.
I mean, okay. I could cheat and say Madden, or, insert other long-running sports game. But in terms of just, non-annual games, maybe, a Romance of the Three Kingdoms or something? How many fucking games in that series are there?
Basil, you're the only one that would probably know the answer to that.
If only there was some way we could quickly look up information like that. That'd be fucking awesome.
I know, right?
And unfortunately, instead, I just get the wiki page for the novel that everything else is based off of.
Alright, okay.
What's the name of it again?
Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I've got the wiki pulled up.
Hey,
here.
Alexa. How many Romance of the Three Kingdoms games are there?
There appears to be 14.
29.
Okay. Well, there's 14 numbered ones looking at the
Yeah.
wiki here, so there's probably a number of offshoots as well.
But there's also, Final Fantasy offshoots, so that doesn't count. Just pure, unadulterated numbers.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking, I think King of Fighters has only gotten up to 14 or 15 now?
Yeah, 14. Yeah. I don't know how much we count that one, because it used to be an annual series.
Right. Well, and Final Fantasy also is not an annual series. Lord, no, there's been years in between development games. We had, remember Final Fantasy 15 was actually going to be a Final Fantasy 13 offshoot game.
Yeah, it was announced at the same time as Final Fantasy 13.
Before the PS3 came out.
Yeah, here's the thing. You just can't fucking let that dude run your games. I mean, Nomura's got an awesome art style, but don't let him fucking run your games. It takes him 15 years to ship one out.
And that is why the person running 16 will get it out to us in very admirable time.
I know it's not going to be, but because it's more medieval and shit, I really want to be set in Ivalice. Let's just go back there.
Well, he's already gone back there several times.
Well, okay.
So, John, you need to play Final Fantasy 14.
Respectfully, I don't count that.
Well, okay, respectfully, you don't count that. Why not? It's unnumbered. It's numbered.
I understand that's numbered, but Ivalice is not the main setting. It's just an MMO with a crossover tie.
It's a pretty significant setting for it.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that's not what the game is.
It's not the main focus of the game, is what he is probably meaning. But it is a good focus of that part.
Although honestly, I don't even count the advanced games either, because those are so fucking goofy compared to the original Final Fantasy Tactics.
So for a little more explanation, they just recently announced the existence of Final Fantasy 16. And it is being produced by Naoki Yoshida, who is the director and producer of Final Fantasy 14. And he knows how to make a game, make it good, and get it out in a reasonable amount of time. You know, he has done it before. He worked Magic when 14 originally pooped all the beds at once. And he took it off. He took it in like a year or two. He created a very serviceable, if not good, MMO. And it's only gotten better as time has gone on. And one of the last things he did in the previous expansion of Stormblood was that the Raid series was in fact Ivalice, and they actually got the creator of the Ivalice stuff, Matsuno, to help write the scenario. He was there on hand to help them figure things out. And not only that, they're still going back to the Ivalice well for what they're calling the Relic Weapon series, for you to do stuff throughout this entire expansion. They're about to get another content drop here. And the real trick is that Yoshida is a massive Matsuno fanboy. He apparently, I believe it's Tactics Ogre, is his favorite video game of all time. And so his actual dream, and one reason why he worked at Square, was just to have an excuse to work on a Matsuno game. But now he's just in charge of Final Fantasy, apparently. So there's a decent chance that 16 might be the closest we are going to get. Apparently, in Europe, it's already getting the equivalent of an M rating, or expected to do so. So we'll see. Furthermore, recently, Square did acquire one of the big Capcom folks, a guy named Ryota Suzuki, who also worked on things like Dragon's Dogma and was the battle, director for Devil May Cry 5. And the action and what we've seen of 16 looks very, Devil May Cry. So, I'm excited to see what happens with Final Fantasy 16.
Nice.
Man, Animal Crossing though, right?
Right. But before we get to Animal Crossing, we gotta go through our Moments of Awesome.
It's a moment of awesome.
Good job, Kevin.
Kevin the remix.
Alright, so who wants to go first?
You do.
Okay. So, I've got here, as in all things, in Ed Chavez, I trust. So, Dimpa just released a brand new first volume of a new series called The Girl with the Sanpaku Eyes by Shinisuke Sarato. Now, it's called The Girl with Sanpaku Eyes because the girl with the fierce eyes doesn't really convey exactly what's going on here. Also, the girl with the resting bitch face cannot get on bookshelves.
I can't go on
I'd buy it.
So, we've got our main character, Amane Mizuno, and she is this soft and pure-hearted girl who just wants to, live a normal life, and she's just got these really fierce eyes, but more importantly, she seems to have crippling social anxiety. And so, it's just this really, really cute manga of her wanting to finally be able to respond back to her classmate, boy, neighbor to her adjoining desk. And it is so goddamn adorable. No one actually really treats her like she's a jerk or anything. She just happens just to have that kind of face, and no one really calls her out on it. They're all very supportive. It's got a super cute art style. It's actually the manga's in full color, but it uses this really nice muted palette of like reds and browns and greens and yellows. It's just very nice, and it is super ultra cute, and everyone should totally read it. It is this is the kind of manga people probably read in Animal Crossing. I'll put it that way.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So that's mine. That's my moment of awesome. The Girl with the Sanpaku Eyes.
I guess my moment of awesome, I'm going to have to go with Diet Dr. Pepper Cream Soda.
Good choice.
Like, oh my god, it's so good. It's so delicious. Like, I had a regular Dr. Pepper, but with cream soda. And it was so, oh my god, it was so good. If I could have more than one, like, non-diet soda a day, that would be it. Like, I can't even begin to describe to you how delicious it is. But for some reason, it is not on shelves anywhere. Like, every time I go into a store, like, I look for the diet Dr. Pepper version, and it's never there. I haven't seen it anywhere. I just recently got fed a lead that it might be in the vending machine at Walmart, but that's, like, the only lead I've got on where it could possibly be. So, rare soda. Very good stuff.
Man, you know the year is 2020 when you're having to try and find leads on soda. On Coke.
It's true, though. You can't find Mountain Dew Zero. You can't find A&W Diet Cream Soda, also an S-tier diet drink.
I mean,
see, now my sister had Mountain Dew Zero up in North Carolina because she had some in her fridge when I went to visit. But I need to look for that here. I think that would be a good substitute for my Coke Zeros. Whenever I drink a soda, normally I'm a water girl these days.
Yeah, water's turned into good stuff ever since I found out you can carbonate it.
There's also Walmart has like their great value version of Propel drink packets. Those are good, and they actually just dropped the price on them. In my store, they went from like $1.80 to $1.50. So I drank so much water and pee myself during the night because I take like 17 pills at night, so I just don't wake up when I pee.
Oh yeah, like Basil bought me this really awesome Slytherin stainless steel water bottle, and that thing is attached to my hand 24/7. Like I have to pee all the time. It's great. I guess I can go next.
Yeah, go for it.
My moment of awesome. I will probably get shamed for this, but I had never watched The Karate Kid growing up. Like, even my mom was shocked to hear this. So, Basil and I... Basil
I don't think that's true. I think you have seen The Karate Kid. I think you just don't remember it.
Maybe. Like, I knew parts of it. But I didn't remember seeing the movie as a whole. And maybe I did. But, so, Basil told me that he was going to start watching Cobra Kai, which is the YouTube Red series now on Netflix. And he'd only watched one episode, and he was like, well, you can watch it with me. I don't mind watching the first episode again. And I went, well, I've never seen The Karate Kid. So over the course of a week, we bought all 3 of the movies on Amazon, and we watched them. I am in love. I absolutely love them. And we ended up watching both seasons of Cobra Kai last weekend, and it is so good. Like, Basil even said, the show should not be this good for a sequel to an 80s movie. Like, a YouTube series sequel to an 80s movie. And it shouldn't be, but it's so good. It's, there are moments that can be a little cringy, but overall, it's such a great sequel. It does a great job of not only bringing back characters that we know and love, and so many references to all 3 of the original movies, but then also introducing this new generation of kids that we're into. Like, I am thoroughly invested in not just Danny and Johnny, but the new kids as well. And I've even made, I made a jacket. I got a white hoodie jacket, and I used my Cricut and put the Miyagi-Do dojo logo on the back with the sun and the bonsai tree. And I've got the rules written down the sleeves. And I even have the lotus flower that's on Danny's headband on the front. And I love it. I can't wait. Season 3 is coming out sometime next year. And it's just so good. I'm such a fan. So if you've ever watched the movies and you enjoyed them, I would definitely go back and watch the original 3 and then watch Cobra Kai, because it is so good. It is better than it should be.
I am so glad that you're into the Karate Kid now, Anna, because that just opens the door for me to expose you to all those fighting game animes I did panels on. For all those years. Now you can
I am down for it.
Watch that shit.
I am down for it. Like, we actually watched the next Karate Kid the other day with Hilary Swank, and I I'm down for it. I remember how much, because I think I did see that movie, and I've always been a fan of like karate and fighting games. Like my friend Josh and I, when we were younger, we'd go to the arcade, and I would learn one move on Street Fighter and beat the shit out of them with it. So I am down for that. Next time I come visit, we will have to have a marathon of anime.
Yes, let's do it, because honestly, some years back, for Chainsaw Buffet, we did an episode that, compared the original Karate Kid to the Jaden Smith vehicle, and we talked about all the shit that's wrong with the original Karate Kid, and I have to assume that 2 and 3 are not any better in those respects. And then how much inexplicably more racist the one with Jaden Smith was than the one that was all white people in the one Asian guy who happened to know karate.
We have not watched the new one. I really have no desire to. But going back and watching those original 3, I never felt like there was anything that terrible with it. Like, in the sense that, like, just openly racist, I guess.
Well,
like,
it's the passive racism that, was in pop culture for, I don't know, 50, 60 years, where it's like, oh, these are all white people, and nobody thinks a fucking thing about it.
Oh, yeah. Like, Like, it just, I love it. I definitely would love to talk about it more. I know Basil said we possibly could do a Karate Kid episode, because Dylan did tell us that y'all had done it. So I was like, I would love to get you guys and Charlie, because Charlie seemed to really enjoy it when we were talking about it. And yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite remembrances from that whole rewatch and podcasting was, there's an episode in the original where, Daniel's mom was like, well, I'm not making, any money working in computers. Which is like,
oh, yes, I remember that. Because
like,
she was like, I'm not making money as computers. Yeah, so I'm going to be a manager of a restaurant. I'll make more money that way. And I was like,
go fucking work at
what?
Burger King, because I'm not making any money with this IBM bullshit.
Yeah, at that point, I looked at Basil and went, like, there were many times during the movie, I'm like, Basil, I'm like, why are they doing this? Why are you doing this? This is so wrong. And Basil went, it's a movie, hun. It's a movie. So many times. And like, when in the second movie, when they go to Japan, I'm like, you wouldn't have that easy of a time speaking English there. And Basil's like, it's a movie, honey. They also filmed this in Hawaii.
Also, yeah, you do.
That's good to know.
Well,
having been to Japan, it's you get around with English surprisingly well.
It's easier than you think, apparently.
But in such a remote farm little village.
Look, it was the 1980s, and this is a movie very much set and made in the 1980s. You do kind of have to go into them with that in the forefront of your brain. And as long as you do, it's a good time. So, John, what's a good time for you?
Oh, God. That whole discussion, for starters.
I am glad I could give you that.
I do greatly appreciate that. Jeez. You would have to ask, like, the most pessimistic, cynical person here about their moment of awesome. Oh, good God. I have been playing a game that recently got added to the Super NES Nintendo Switch Online library. Just an obscure beat 'em up for the Super Nintendo called Peacekeepers. That the weirdly unrelated but related prequel is also on there. What the hell is it called? It's like Rival Fighters or some shit like that. But anyway,
Rival Turf, that
was it. But it's just a weird beat 'em up. It has branching paths, but I don't know if it changes anything all that much. But just a really weird game with a weird localization. And playing it as an adult, it's no less weird. It didn't make sense to me as a kid. It doesn't make sense to me now. But if you're into, because if you're into like Streets of Rage 4 or Final Fight or anything like that, it's not as good as those games, but it's free if you have Nintendo Online, so go for it.
Well, you gotta play something right now while we're waiting for Mario 35 to come out.
That's true. Or, you can go, buy the Super Mario 3D All-Stars before it goes back into the Disney Vault in March.
Yeah, that's weird. I really wonder if it's a case of they're going to start releasing those games as like individual digital downloads or something, maybe.
Maybe. Like, it's kind of weird because my natural instinct is to always wait for a game to go on sale, but with Nintendo, that doesn't really happen. Like, you might see a game for $15 off every once in a while, but most of the time they stay right around where they started out at. It's
Well, they
really
start out
weird.
lower. They start out lower than the other guys anyway.
They
Not
used to, but not
usually.
anymore.
Oh, really?
If you buy them from Walmart, if you buy a video game from Walmart, period, you'll often find them for like $10 cheaper than everyone else for some reason. But a new Nintendo game, like I paid $60 for Fire Emblem Three Houses, or you pay $60 for 3D All Stars, or what the hell, Animal Crossing.
Honestly, my pet theory on this, it pretty cleanly correlates to the amount of work they need for the resolution of art assets for a video game. Because when we moved over from $50 to $60 with the 360/PS3, that was when we started getting into actual high definition 720p/1080p graphics. And it's stayed that general way until recently with the introduction of the new systems, the PS5 and the Xbox. We can't decide what our name actually is going to be, but we're going to end it with an X. And now, because those are now targeting 4K, they're now they're going to charge $70 for those games.
I have a theory about this as well as to why them saying that they need to cost more is really just bullshit, but continue.
And so I noticed that with, for example, the Wii, they were $50.
Right.
Because it was a standard definition to HD. Mostly, well, no, sorry, Wii is just straight up standard definition. There is no way to really do HD. Not really. Even the highest you go is 480p, not versus. Anyways, starting with the Wii U, which was a 1080p system, then they started for Wii U games, they started charging $60. Same for Switch. Now, these games, in general, they sell so well, and there's so much DLC bull malarkey that they tend to tack onto things, like especially for things like Madden or NBA with their whole virtual currency or Madden Bucks, whatever you call them, where they're making just loads of money for people to essentially just gamble it away for potentially better loot boxes that they don't really need to charge. That they could probably do it free to play like Fortnite and actually still make as much money, possibly more if they really wanted to, but whatever.
Yeah, and that kind of taps into the whole thing of why, games being $70 in this generation to me is just a bunch of bullshit. The number one reason is, now with Nintendo, they don't typically do this, especially with their first party games, but most publishers, developers, they're all using middleware. They're not building, their graphic systems 90% of the time from the ground up. Or if they do, they build it at the beginning of a console cycle and they use it the whole time. So, yes, it's kind of weird that the price of games has been arbitrarily set at $50 to $60 for so many years. But with technology, as technology comes out and stays, okay, when technology first comes out, it's expensive, and then as it becomes more commonplace, the price goes down. This is also true in what it takes to develop a game. Developing a game at the beginning of a console cycle is much more expensive than it is towards the middle or the end, because they're already used to it. The technology is cheaper. There's already tons of programs and things that allow them to make a game more easily, more quickly. So I'm just not buying the whole, well, we just have to charge more money now, so we can make money and keep making games. No, you just want to charge more money. That's the long and short of it. And we'll see that because in recent years, the general trend for games is, they'll come out at full price, and then, like, I don't know, 90 days later, they'll be half that price. So you'll probably continue to see that, but if you just have to have a game day one, they're gonna capitalize on that. So Godspeed.
But there's this game, and it is $60, but you can count on this game to keep giving you stuff all year long, and that's intentional, because we're going to now take a break, and we're going to come back, talk about Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is the OSMcast. So, 2020's been a year, but in March 2020, we got this new video game, Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Nintendo Switch, and boy, it literally showed up at the exact right time.
We were all locked inside. We couldn't go in anywhere. The only way to go outside was
engineered COVID-19 and released it upon us.
I mean, you would have thought so with how this blew up.
Like, we were all stuck inside. We couldn't go outside.
We couldn't socialize with anyone.
The only way we could go over to other people's houses was in Animal Crossing.
And for a lot of folks, that's still the case.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think Nintendo engineered anything except a good video game. Because this was,
I'm
Basil putting on his corporate chill voice.
Yeah, I'm glad you batted down that very serious accusation I levied against Nintendo.
So this was a game that was created by Nintendo EPD, which is Nintendo Entertainment Planning and Development Division. This is, so a few years ago, Nintendo had a bunch of different developing groups, and specifically they had what they refer to as EAD, which was Entertainment Analysis and Development, and then also, quote, Software Planning and Development, SPD divisions. And really, those were really meant to focus on the console and the mobile, or like sort of your Wii and your 3DS. That's not exactly how it worked, but it's analogous enough that they decided to merge everything together because they knew when they were going to create Nintendo Switch, they no longer were going to do competing platforms. It was just going to be one platform that all their games were on. More importantly, Animal Crossing has been around for a minute. We're talking like since the N64 minute, even though the first one that we got here in America was the GameCube one.
Did the N64 one ever actually get released? I thought that ended up being moved to development for GameCube.
It was N64. I think it was actually for the N64 DD, but that was only in Japan.
I also thought its original incarnation was called Animal Forest.
I think that's still the name for it, or at least it was the name for it in Japan.
Oh.
And so it was originally created, or at least one of the original creators was Hisashi Nogami. He also was one of the producers and creators of the series of Splatoon. He also directed the Mii channel on the Wii, as well as the Warawari Plaza, which was on the Wii U, because when you boot up the Wii U, you would have those two screens, and one of the screens was a bunch of Miis just hanging around with icons. That's the Warawara Plaza. And so he's still, as he started Animal Crossing, and he still continues on as the producer. And the director for this is a lady named Aya Kyogoku. She actually got started doing stuff, doing sequences and writing things for like The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures and The Twilight Princess. And then she started helping out with City Folk. And then once New Horizons, but my brain is now blanking on the New Leaf. Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS. She was a co-director there. And she is also, and because of that, now that she is an actual director, she is in fact the first female director for Nintendo, which I think is pretty awesome. A couple of other cool folks that also work on this game. The main guy behind all the writing is a guy named Makoto Wada. He actually worked on Punch-Out! And Star Tropics. He's actually the guy who designed Little Mac. But as of late, his big thing is that he writes for Animal Crossing. He actually wrote all the lines for Mr. Rossetti in the first one.
Wow.
He's also directed stuff like Mario Kart DS, which was very good, and Wii Music, which is not so good. And for a lot of folks, possibly the most important city folk, I'm so smart and funny, Kazumi Totaka.
KK Slider, got it.
Yeah, yes, he is KK Slider. He also composed Mario Paint and Mario Land 2, Luigi's Mansion, all the cool music for the Wii channels, the original Animal Crossing. He also voices Yoshi, Captain Olimar, Professor Egad, and he also is the vocal source for KK Slider as well. And music has just become such an important, and also KK Slider has become such a really important part of Animal Crossing. So, what is Animal Crossing, y'all?
It's a game.
That's a great question, because this is some kind of weird fucking world that Animal Crossing exists in, where there's both regular creatures and these anthropomorphic animals that live with you in this society that it's parallel to our own, because I'm sitting here looking at my room. I've got a fucking Nintendo Switch in here. There's 2, 3, 4 arcade cabinets. 2 of them are fighting games head to head. I've got a manga wall. There's pinball. Like, it's all real world stuff I've got in here, except there's these I've got this giant ass bear that's bigger than I am that talks to me and waves at me and is really adorable, but he's cranky and he won't wave at me when I wave at him, so it's a little sad.
I'm just double checking. Are we sure that just isn't Tobias from Third Impact Anime who just happened to move in when you weren't looking?
Pretty certain. Listen, I am not the person on this panel that you want to go to about, potentially not having some sort of psychotic break and imagining something to be real that isn't. I'm the last person you should go to on this. But as best I can, I feel like I'm pretty positive that this is just a video game and it's not Tobias.
Okay, just double checking.
It's basically a childhood simulator.
Well, no, for me, I've never played Animal Crossing before. I'd never played Animal Crossing before this game. And Basil told me, he said, you would like it because it's kind of like housing in Final Fantasy XIV, but you get an island. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. And like we said before, it came out at the most opportune time, and it definitely scratched my collector itch. I love collecting things, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it far more than I expected. Like, when it first came out, I told Basil to get himself a copy, and I would try it. I would see if I liked it.
That doesn't work out.
That he came home that evening. I put the game in my DS, and by midnight, I think he had bought himself a digital copy because I wasn't giving up the game.
Well, so I'm trying to think of how to explain this. It seems like the Nintendo DS version of Animal Crossing was the realization of what they were trying to do with the original Animal Crossing and the whole point of allowing multiplayer. But it still wasn't really a good thing. Like in the original Animal Crossing, not original Animal Crossing, in the GameCube version of Animal Crossing, you could get your own bed, and I forget if you could have your own room, but everybody could decorate the house and everybody could plant flowers and talk to everybody. And so it was kind of equal if you weren't the original creator of the town. It was still pretty equal and there was still plenty of stuff to do. But all the way up to there's in each progressive Animal Crossing there's been more and more and more stuff to do. And I feel like in this version of Animal Crossing, it's probably the worst about if you are just a resident on somebody else's island while you actually get your own house this time instead of just like an extra bed or an extra room on somebody else's house. You do get your own house, but there's still a lot with the island that you never get to do that is tons of fun with the game. So it's really pretty frustrating if you're the second player on somebody else's island. So everybody who plays this game should just get their own copy.
Yeah, that was definitely something that they really introduced, that starting with the 3DS version, New Leaf.
Yeah.
Where they decided, you know what? Let's make you the mayor. Because previously in Animal Crossing games, you would get your own house, but everything you did on the island was predetermined by what the villagers wanted to do.
Yeah.
And not by what you wanted to do. Like, your house was your playground to play around in, but with New Leaf, they were like, let's make you the mayor, and now you can start enacting ordinances where you can actually choose where bridges can get built and other neat things, like you can decide if your shops are open during the day or during the night, which would actually still be useful if you could do that in this one. But with New Horizons, they really took it to the next level. Okay, so we let you move into a pre-existing town and you can make changes to it, but now we're just going to give you the entire island. And we're going to give you full control. And that really, really has made it such that sharing an island, I'm positive, has got to be super annoying.
Like, everybody who I've talked to, there is one person that I am aware of who has actually had success being the second person on somebody else's island, and that is my 6-year-old nephew, who is perfectly happy being the second person on his 8-year-old sister's island.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that our friend Michael, he was the second person on his wife's island, and he ended up getting a Switch in the game for his birthday because he wanted his own island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on your disposition. If you're not interested in where every single tree goes, in every house, in every bridge, and everything else, then yeah, you can probably be happy just, inhabiting your own house on the island, running around, doing stuff, and talking to the other villagers. But yeah, it just depends on what
I
you're
think it has to
after.
do with your cognitive level.
Sure, that's definitely a factor, but I would say like 98% of other games, I wouldn't care about the level of micromanagement. Like, just not usually something I go in for. I don't really quite know why I delved a little bit more into that with Animal Crossing, but most of the time I wouldn't bother.
Well, I think part of the trick is, though, in many other games, there are also other things to do where this kind of stuff is secondary to it. Like, for example, you can buy a house in Final Fantasy XIV, and you can build stuff, and you can decorate your home and your yard and whatnot. But that's a secondary or even a tertiary thing to what you're actually doing in the game. Whereas in Animal Crossing, this is it.
Yeah, that's the game.
This is the game.
This
So
is the best part of the game.
and also practically the only.
Yeah. Best and only part of the game.
And I'll say one of the things that made housing difficult for me in 14 and made me wonder if I would like this game is I always want to have an idea. Like, I don't really do anything until I have a good idea of what I want. And I was afraid with this game I would get so frustrated because I wouldn't have an idea right off the bat. And I mean, I've made so many changes to my island, over the course of everything, but it was really not that hard to sort of just get going. And it's a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it.
So you may still be asking yourself, so what do we do in this game? And really, it starts off with the one singular only good landlord in existence, Tom Nook.
Good old Tom Nook.
It is funny though, right? Because the joke on Tom Nook, since the beginning has been, here's the guy that's just going to get you into one loan after another, right? And he's not going to give you a choice. Because that's how it was in the original Animal Crossing on GameCube. It was like, okay, you paid off this loan? Cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this next thing. You owe me another $500,000. But in this game, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to charge you interest. Pay whenever you can get around to it. And if you don't want to expand, that's cool too. Just let me know when you do.
Well, okay, so in all the previous games, he never charged you interest.
No.
Like, he never charged you interest. He never had, like, a payment schedule. You could always just pay him, whenever you got around to it. Like, I would argue that he was always a very generous lender. He just never gave you much of an option about it in the previous games. This game is unique that he gives you an option about it.
Well, and one thing I was surprised about, I guess, is that I've paid off everything. I have no loans with him right now. And I was just under the impression that you would forever have loans with him. And so I'm just kind of like, oh, well, I guess I don't have any more loans now?
Well, you can thank the internet for that, but we'll get there. So, in this Animal Crossing, in the past, Nook will be like, here, have a house in this town. Awesome. All right, you owe me this many bells. Go have fun, do stuff, Here, he's more or less, hey, here's this island. Boom, there you go. Let's build this island up, you and me. We're best pals now, we're in this together. Yeah. And so, he also hoodwinks a couple of other random villager folks that hop on your island, and off you go. So you start with a tent, and it introduces something new to Animal Crossing, which is crafting.
Now, is this truly new to Animal Crossing? I thought I had heard something about the cell phone game that they came out with briefly. Also had crafting in it.
I played Animal Crossing for the cell phone, but I don't remember actively crafting in it.
That's another thing. I did not like the cell phone game at all. And that's why I wasn't sure if I would like this game.
It's not a good representation of the series.
Yeah. But I believe there was crafting. I believe there was crafting in the phone game. I think I did see that. I just never got into it as much.
Well, it's new to the mainline series.
Certainly. Crafting isn't as irksome. It's still kind of irksome, but it's not as irksome as I feared it would be. If you just kind of make a point of regularly, going around your island and hitting rocks, once a day, and getting your fruit whenever it comes up and all this other stuff, you'll get the materials you need pretty quickly, and you won't have to worry about it.
Getting the materials is the easy part of crafting.
Yeah. It's still a bit unwieldy, because you can only craft one item at a time. And, to speed it up, you have to, mash A. You can't just hold it down. You have to, mash the button to get your villager to craft a bit faster. So it's irksome in some ways, but not in such a way that it's like, okay, I can't stand it.
Yeah, like I wish there was some kind of mass crafting for like fish food and medicine and things like that. But I again, this is one thing Basil told me before I started playing. He said, "You like crafting in 14, you like housing in 14, you're gonna like this game." I'm like, okay. So it definitely was fine for me. For veteran players, I have no idea. Like, you guys seem to have way different views on it than I do. Because, like I said, I never played anything before New Horizon.
Yeah, I've played every Western release Animal Crossing, starting from the GameCube when it came out, because that was one of those, oh, I think Jen will enjoy this game kind of things, and she did. Spoiler.
And I did double check. So in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, you would get crafting materials that you would have to take to the alpaca Cyrus, and he could turn them into things.
Oh.
But you weren't crafting them yourself. You weren't collecting your own, things. You went to somebody else to get it done for you. And so this is the first game where you yourself craft. And so, yeah, essentially you now have this island. You now get the ability to craft. And now you can just sort of populate the island with stuff as you want. You can plant fruit to grow new fruit trees. They introduce a store as you play through. And also Tom Nook will be like, okay, so we've got everything set up. Awesome. Now let's turn this, island into a real destination. Let's get some more villagers in. Awesome. And unlike previous Animal Crossings, where again, you always moved into a pre-existing town, you're building this all now from scratch. So you actually get to choose where everything goes. So you can now lay out where your villagers hang out. You actually, in this game, craft and turn in the materials to make their houses. You're way more invested into this island, I feel, than we've ever been invested into the previous towns.
Oh,
For
absolutely. Sure. Like, absolutely.
I think there are a lot of interpersonal touches that were added in New Horizons that have really made the game something different than what it was.
Like, it's got all that good. It's got everything that's good about previous Animal Crossings. The fishing is interesting. The addition of blathers, like giving it like you little like information. It's sort of like a little STEM game, where there's just all this like stuff you can learn by just playing the game, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's actually educational. It's great, which is why I equated it to being like a childhood simulator. Like, you go out and you catch like bugs and things, and you turn them into the museum curator, and he tells you a little thing about them, and then you can go see it. And where was I originally going with this? Seriously, where was I originally going with this? What were we talking about?
Being invested into the island.
Oh, right. Okay, so all of that is all stuff from previous Animal Crossings coming into this Animal Crossing. But the thing that is truly amazing about this game is getting to completely design your island in like fine little detail, like designing how the river bends, where the cliff face is. Like, it adds this level of nuance to the game that is just so incredible. It feels a little bit like they handed you like the developers tools and just said have fun.
Yeah. Again, previously in Animal Crossing games, you would have this playground to play with, and I very feel that this was, hey, you were a kid growing up in Japan. What'd you do? Well, you wouldn't catch bugs. You wouldn't caught fish. You picked flowers. You looked at trees. Here's your child. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right in that. I think this is someone, this was sort of their childhood simulator. What they did when they were, the latchkey kids, who could just run around the neighborhood and scramble up, mountain passes and whatnot.
Do you know what a latchkey kid is?
Yes, and I think I used the term wrong, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, just checking. You did, which is why I asked, but okay.
My brain is thinking of growing up for myself. I could just go outside and feel pretty okay doing that.
Yeah.
Which you don't really get to do much anymore, which is
Which,
why...
as a latchkey kid, you don't get to do.
Right.
But you can with this game. It's like taking the latch off for all those kids who are stuck inside because their parents are overprotective.
So what we're saying is, Animal Crossing, it's Minecraft, but with mittens.
It has a very different feel from Minecraft, but yes, all the fun of going outside in a video game.
Something that I really also enjoyed, that I feel they don't quite really get to use it just as much as I was hoping they would, but it's still nice to have, is the introduction of Nook Miles, which becomes very useful early on, but unfortunately does not stay useful once you really get into the patterns of playing the game.
Not at all.
Well, you said it, but like I have found, because I use Nookazon a lot to get certain items, like especially when I was working on my arcade area, and people will trade just about anything for Nook Miles tickets. Like, I'm sitting on over 130k Nook Miles, and I would just offer, anywhere from 2 to 5 Nook Mile tickets for something, and people were like, yes, please. Like, people spend hundreds of those on just getting specific villagers. Like, I've seen and read that people spend hundreds of Nook Miles for, like, one villager.
Yes.
I mean, there's a billion villagers. You gotta just keep hacking away if you're looking for Raymond or whatever.
Well, and you know what? I find that so funny because Raymond was my very first campsite visitor.
It's not even just Raymond that people are looking for. A lot of times
Audi.
people have been playing the game. Like you and me, we've been playing the game since the GameCube version, and I'm a little bit upset that I don't have Stitches anywhere in my camp.
Card for Stitches. Remind me, and next time we see each other, I'll bring it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, because I've always had Stitches in my town, and it's a little bit weird having a town without him. So you do develop these attachments to these villagers, and so when you start a new game or you start a new town, now island, you want them back.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that you would use the Nook Miles tickets to go searching for your villagers.
This was something we talked a little bit before the episode started in earnest, but yeah, there's only 8 villager personality types, but you do get attached to your villagers specifically. It's kind of weird. Also, the most unbelievable thing for me about this game is not the anthropomorphic animals talking to you about, life in 2020 and popular culture and stuff like that. It's how supportive they are. Some of these guys are so supportive, and it freaks me out.
They are unconditionally positive.
Like, even the jerks are nice in this game.
Yes.
Well, the jerk personality type, like the grumpy personality type, it's just grumpy. Like, he just takes a little bit longer to warm up to you.
Yes. Yeah, one of my very favorites is my bear Groucho. He's a cranky personality, and I love him so much. Yeah, I have worked very hard on building that relationship with him, and I just love him. He's a giant, adorable bear that's cranky, and he just brightens my world. This dark world that is 2020. He also loves to sing. That's okay. Am I the only person that has like 18 music setups around the island just trying to get your villagers to sing?
I have a band area, and no one ever sings in it. They always sing in the plaza.
I'm on your island right now, and it looks amazing.
Thank you. I really want a microphone. I want a microphone for my little band area, but they always sing in the plaza. I never get anyone that does anything. Aldi has played the drums a couple of times, but that's it. And I'm like, please play the instruments. I want to see you play them.
I'm coming over to your island.
Let me go back to my island. I will send you a microphone. I've got.
Oh my god, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. Because I've got a couple of different mic stands. But yeah, and if you go and look on like the wikis, you'll find out that some specific animals have like a music hobby, and I think those are more likely to sing or play instruments. They will all do it, but like Groucho and Pansetti, my pig, they both have the music hobby, and they're the ones that are most commonly seen out singing.
And this honestly just reminds me of this one thing. The fact that you can send people different items, and like if you just pick up something, you can then have it in your catalog to go buy. I have seen, especially on TikTok, there is someone that has made a business out of this game. And I don't remember how much they charge, but you can pay them, and you go to their island and they have one of everything and every color and every style. And you are paying them to go to their island, and you pick up the items and put it back down so it will be in your catalog. And I'm like, this is just genius to have this kind of business for this game.
I ran a little business for a little while when it first came out. I was charging...
That's right, you did with your designs.
Yeah, I was charging $5, and you can either pay me $5 or a stack of your native fruit, and I will design whatever kind of outfit you want, or I'll make like a little, custom design for you. It was pretty awesome.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I think the internet has changed how people use this game in really, really interesting ways. And not just beyond like the stock market.
Yeah, so the part of the reason why are we at the segment where we're talking about this now?
I guess so.
Okay, sweet. So before, Anna, you mentioned that you were under the impression that Tom Nook would get you into this cycle of debt and you'd be forever in debt. Part of the reason why that's not true anymore is because of the internet. Because it has become so much easier to travel to somebody else's island and do the turnip trade, you can make so much money so fast that way that we got through the payment scheme really, really quick. Quicker than much quicker than
you... Sorry.
Well, much quicker than you used to be able to. It used to be the most, in the Nintendo 64, in the GameCube version, the most lucrative method of making money was to plant like an orchard of trees and to just fill up your pockets with fruit and sell the fruit daily, and simply do that daily, and that's the best way to make money.
Yeah, Basil told me that at first, and I was like, wait, this is how you're supposed to make money? Because I'm making it way other different ways.
Yeah, and in the 3DS version, the best way actually, like, they upped the price of fishing, I think, and so fishing became the best way to make money. But short of fishing, the second best way was to fill your pockets up with fruit and go to somebody else's island to sell, but that was really hard to set up. But now, because of the internet, that's really, really easy to set up. And it's easy enough that the stock market, of course, became super easy to tap into, which I'll let somebody else explain because I've been talking for a while.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you guys. I have used Turnip Exchange. Have any of y'all?
No.
Okay.
So the basic idea of the stock market is that on Sunday morning you can buy onions. Turnips, that's right, turnips. This is why y'all have y'all on and I'm not talking as much. So, and you can't sell them that day, but every day, a morning and an evening, your Tanuki boys will buy your turnips at different prices. And what you're hoping for is to buy low and sell high, like the stock markets, aka the stalk markets.
Yeah, and your prices, people have made these website calculations of how, that can sort of attempt to predict how your prices are going to go depending on what they've been. And, your goal is usually between 500 and 600. If you can find someone with that, you go. And that's what I'm saying with the Turnip Exchange. This is a website. This is a community that people have built from the Nookazon website. And these people will put up their island, and it's a brilliant queue system, I feel. You sign in with your Discord, and you leave that page running. And it will say your number so-and-so out of so-and-so. And, they can cap their queues at, 25 or 50. And at least those are the two that I've seen. They can probably make it bigger or smaller. And so if you have 50 people in queue, you can't join the queue anymore. But it shows when people are on your island and when it's your turn to go to the island, the website dings and you get a message saying, hey, here's the code to get into the island. It's your turn. And most of the time people will not have a fee to enter. Sometimes people ask for Nook Miles or for something. But a lot of times people say, there's no fee to enter, tips are appreciated. So, and most of these people that do this island, I've seen some incredibly creative ways they block off their island in a way so you can't go, not necessarily destroy anything, but you really can't go explore their island because it is dangerous to invite complete strangers over. And so I've seen so many creative ways of you enter, that you have a path directly to the Nook shop. You go in, you talk to one of the brothers, you sell, and then most of the time the person whose island it is will be standing they'll say, who they look like or where they are. And you go, most of the time I drop 99k, that's a full stack of bells. I drop that, do a little emote and leave. And it's wonderful. Now, granted, you're probably going to sit in queue for 2 to 3 hours, but as long as you keep the website up, you never lose your place. So you can do whatever you need for those 2 to 3 hours, but as soon as it gets to your time, it'll send you the code and you can go visit. And it's really neat. And it shows you how much they're selling for. The webpage will tell you how much they're selling for, and it's a really great way if you don't have a lot of people. I know we have a Discord full of friends and we try to keep each other updated on our stock prices. But for people that don't have that, it's been really great. I've used it a couple of times, and I've even used for Nookazon, you can go to people's island, give them what they want, and they give you what you want, and then you leave. And it's great. But that is a good way to make money, because with one person selling turnips, you can make 100K.
So my question for y'all before we move on to our next segment, are there any other elements of this new Animal Crossing that you've particularly enjoyed or want to talk about?
All of them?
I can't recall the villagers in the game having quite so many ways to interact with them. I think I see them interact with themselves a lot more. Seems like they do a lot more of other things. They water, they exercise, they snack.
I feel like they used to do a lot more, actually. I feel like they used to give you a lot more quests. There used to be more dialogue options with them.
I feel like they have a lot of dialogue options, but you can wear them out depending on what the personality type is and what your friendship level with them is.
Yeah.
I will say there's one thing I don't understand why they do it this way. But isn't there, when you have your 2 villagers that you start with, but apparently villagers have a specific house, but if they start with you, they don't get it. I don't understand why they don't get their house unless they move in. That's so weird to me.
Well, it's supposed to be because you're helping them build up. Like, they originally moved out to this deserted island, and so they're having to build all their stuff up. And so I really think that that's more like an oversight of the immersive programming. Like, they were trying to make it like they're building up everything too alongside you. But then if they move in, they get all their stuff. And so it kind of feels like there's a point when the villagers who were your first villagers should get all their stuff, but they didn't remember to put that into the game.
Right, because I know a lot of people I've seen that will let their villagers move out, the ones they started with, and then they would try to get them back later just so they have their house.
Yes. I remember why I quit playing now. I got frustrated that I couldn't get that darn monkey to leave.
There's a couple of different things you can do. One, bash them on the head repeatedly.
I've heard that doesn't work.
I still haven't caught a flea.
That's interesting. You'll know when they have fleas. They're not cryptic about it. Another thing you can do is whenever you have a camper, whether you bring one, I think if you bring one in with an amiibo, you can actually choose who to kick out. But if you have one that just shows up randomly, apparently the thing to do is, you go through the whole rigmarole of getting them to try and move in. They'll talk to resident services, and they'll tell them there's not any space, and then they spit out the name of a random villager that is willing to move out. So if you just pull a Rossetti and just close the game out and restart it, you can do that process again, and supposedly they'll spit out another random villager, so you can boot somebody out that way.
Ooh.
But
that's good to know.
Via an amiibo is probably the more efficient way to do it. That is my number one gripe about this game versus New Leaf. I just really want for Ganon to be back in Animal Crossing, because him as a blue pig in like that classic Zelda incarnation walking around your village is absolutely perfect.
Well, who knows? One of the things that's been really interesting about this particular iteration of the game has been all the dang updates they keep doing to it. In the past, Animal Crossing has had all sorts of different time-based events, but now they use the power of internet updates to make it happen during the actual times it's supposed to be happening.
Mm-hmm. Like we're getting one in 4 days for Halloween.
And it's also a bit more than what it might have been in the past, where it would just sort of be a themed day. But, for example, in the next event we're getting, you're going to be able to actually grow and farm pumpkins to do all your pumpkin recipes. You're going to actually be able to buy candy that you can then hand out to your villagers on Halloween.
There's going to be new reactions, particular to this event.
They're updating the cell phone companion app so you can actually use all your reactions just off your cell phone versus only having that small wheel and not having
I'm so excited about that.
They've added other things, like you can now go cruising in the ocean for stuff. They finally added the whole dreams idea where you could dream and go visit other people's islands without actually having to go to their island.
Now, I will say I've not done it. I don't find anything... I mean, I could see it for, like, these celebrities that have posted theirs. Like, I think Elijah Wood have posted his dream code, and I know Griffin McElroy has posted his. But, like, I don't see any point in going to other people's islands because you can't interact with anything. Except for, like I said, if it's a celebrity, you get to say, oh, I went to so-and-so celebrity island.
Well, some people have made, like, little story islands. And so as you go through it, you experience this little story that they have played out for you and
okay.
through their island. And the only way to do that is through the Dream Island, because like you said, you don't really want to just leave your island constantly open all the time for just random people to come through. But through the Dream experience, other people can come visit your island without having to actually come visit your island.
Okay, that I can understand. That makes sense.
I think that was also introduced in the Wii version of the game, and the internet wasn't quite where they really needed it to be, especially with the Wii, so the Dream was sort of like their way of letting you visit your friend's place without having to deal with actual internet connections and stuff. You could still do it, but it was a much easier, less stressful way of pulling it off.
Exactly.
Because I remember we would constantly visit each other's towns in like the DS and 3DS versions because we could all get together locally and just hang out we'd basically go, all right, we're going to Doug's Island. We're going to Anna's. Okay, we've done Doug's Island now. Let's go to Anna's Island. Okay, we've done Anna's Island. We'll go to my island,
Yeah.
But that's just become much easier now as both the internet has evolved and, well, Nintendo's take on the internet has also evolved.
Nintendo was originally really scared of the internet. Like, even today, if you notice, Nintendo doesn't let you just type whatever you want.
Oh, no. Oh, certainly not.
Largely because they made that mistake with PictoChat. They thought, we'll let people draw little pictures to each other, and it'll be great and cute, and everything will be wonderful.
Everything will be dicks.
No one will draw penises.
No, absolutely no one. Certainly not everyone.
Not constantly.
Not literally everyone all the time. Not 100% of content being generated.
Oh man, I miss PictoChat though. I remember going to anime conventions, and you'd sit in the big anime hall and you'd pull up PictoChat. That was like the only time that PictoChat rooms would be like absolutely full, but they would be absolutely full. And you'd go into like the PictoChat room, you'd manage to get a slot into one of the rooms, and everybody's just drawing dicks. Just
PictoChat, man.
Oh my god.
It was so fantastic.
I was about to have that same recollection. I was going to AWA into like anime hell, and then while Dave Merrill was trying to get the setup to actually work, because they did it every year, and every year things would go wrong, everyone would pull out their DSs and just watching, big dicks, little dicks.
I enjoyed drawing hyper-realistic dicks. Because, not everybody drew hyper-realistic dicks. So I would draw... they were veiny, they were hairy, they were not always erect. Sometimes they were slumped over.
Some good old flaccid dicks, just to mix things up. I want to take this to pivot over to my favorite pastime in this game, which is the inappropriate stuff that you can get away with in this game. Although sometimes it's like real subliminal shit.
Yeah.
I posted on Twitter a while back a video of Pansetti singing a song in a hot dog costume. Now, again, let me remind you, Pansetti is a pig. I've also given her a frying pan. I've given my chicken, Ken, a frying pan as well.
If you give one of the hamster villagers a hamster cage, they kind of freak out about it.
Yeah, I've done that. I've given my tiger a cat litter box and a cat toy. But the number one thing to do is buy your animals toilets. It'll be the best thing you've ever done. I promise you. Because,
wow.
I don't know, 85% of them don't wear any kind of pants. And they also, in their house, like to sit down and read a lot. So if you've got that toilet down there, they will sit down there, pull out a magazine, and talk to you while they're on the shitter. No pants or anything.
No, I'm not okay. Okay, somebody told me this wildly inappropriate thing that I am not okay with, but I am now about to share with the whole of the internet.
Please do.
Okay, that is, if you eat a piece of fruit. Okay, so one of the mechanics of this game, I don't remember if it was in previous ones. I don't remember it being in the in previous ones, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, if you eat a piece of fruit, you get like a little power up so that you can dig up trees whole, like holes, so that you don't have to grow a whole tree. You can just replant it somewhere else, or you can actually break the rock instead of just tapping on it. Well, if you have too many of these left over, if you took, like, say you needed to bust up 3 rocks and you ate 4 apples or whatever fruit you had available to you, you can then go to your house and you can sit on your toilet and something will happen.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. You can sit on your toilet in your house and get up and it'll flush every time.
Yeah.
You don't have to eat anything to do that. So
No.
whenever
Have you eaten something and sat on a toilet?
I have not.
Go do it. Go do it right now.
Yeah, I'm about to. I don't know if I have any fruit though. I think that's the problem because I do. Okay, awesome. I've got a couple of peaches, which is perfect. That's my native fruit. It's not worth much. Let's go ahead and eat one. I'm literally doing this in real time. I'm in my bathroom. It's got like underwater. It's an awesome. All right. Okay, we're sitting here. Oh, and that takes care of that. Perfect. Absolute perfection.
I'm not okay with it.
You know, there's a story on Polygon about how someone who made their own rock garden, where they made sure. I know Anna's working on this. Been working on this for a while now, where they made sure that all their rocks were in the same area, and as a part of their entrance to their rock garden, they have what they call their toilet gate.
Oh, I saw this.
So
I saw it on
that
YouTube.
way, in case they ate too many fruit, they wouldn't smash up their rocks after they worked so hard to get all the rocks in the same spot.
Yeah, I would cry if I did that because this has taken... I'm at 4 out of 6 rocks for my rock garden, and that's why I have mannequins all over my island right now. Because I want them to spawn in these 6 little squares. And if I ever broke one of these, I would cry.
All right, we're going to take a break because we've got a lot of questions to go through. So we're gonna pause here. We're gonna come back. More Animal Crossing, but from questions from internet listeners like you. This is the OSMcast. And we're back now with questions from listeners like you. I think actually all these questions, whether it was from Twitter or for Third Impact Anime's Discord, they really came through for us this time. And also, once again, congratulations, you crazy kids, on your 100th episode. Also, other folks from the Midshelf Gaming, which are also Third Impact Anime folks, but they also do their own YouTube channel, also sent some stuff in. So, let's start with your friend and mine, America's darling, Tobias McNabb at Reverend_Tobias. Who is your favorite villager? The one you low-key consider your best friend in the game?
Mine's Anka. I love her. And I definitely thank my friend Jazz for sending me her amiibo card so I could get her.
I'm a little bit embarrassed of mine, just a little bit, because she's pink. And I hate the color pink, but I love her. I love her so much. Cookie. She's a little pink and white dog. And I I just adore her. I don't know why I love her so much, but I love her.
I like Cookie. I've had her in a previous game.
Like, oh.
Man. It's tough for me to answer this because I love Groucho, but Olive and Sprinkle are weirdly supportive characters. Olive is a bear cub with a normal personality, and those characters tend to be very supportive in general. Like, there's one dialogue set that you can get with them where they say, okay, don't think about it. You're about to sit down with some tea. What kind of tea are you drinking? And they'll give you a different answer. And one of them, it says, well, if you're drinking this kind of tea, it means that, you're stretching yourself out too thin and, you need to take better care of yourself. And she's like, listen, you mean a lot to me. So just know if you ever need me, you can come talk to me. And I'm like, okay,
Aww.
this is weird.
Aww. They care about you.
Aww.
Yes, and Sprinkle is a penguin with a peppy personality type. And
I've heard of Sprinkle.
I love Sprinkle. And she'll say things occasionally like, number 1, you're fab. Number 2, I mean that. Number 3, there is no 3. Like
yes.
She's got the outward appearance of being really vapid, but some of the conversations you can have with her, it's like, wait a minute. She's either really smart or really supportive in situations, and it's like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. But I love those 3.
I also love Tangy. Tangy is really cute.
Tangy,
she's a little cat with a mandarin orange. Yes, she's so sweet. I love her. Like, I have noticed that a lot of my islanders have turned out to be like a pop idol band resort or something. I think it's just the characters I'm attracted to.
So you really like the peppy villagers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the villagers can come as cranky, lazy, jock, smug on the male side. And on the female side, it's snooty, normal, peppy, or sisterly. So for me, like, I also have the same problem John does, because I'm thinking, like, I really enjoy Maddie, who's my peppy dog villager. She's great. She is going to be a star one day, but she's not, because she's never going to leave my island.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Audi.
I've got Dora is my normal villager. She's like this little mouse wearing a yukata or a kimono or something, and she's great. But honestly, the one villager I just, for some reason, tend to hang out with or talk the most with and just usually interact with is Sherry, which was a sisterly a monkey villager. And that's why I always give Anna so much crap about letting Sherry go, because I'm like, no, Sherry's the best. Sherry's my favorite villager. Why would you let Sherry go?
I know, I loved Sherry, but I was like, I want to see who else I can get.
I did not like Agnes, but, you really wanted Agnes.
Well, I didn't want her, but, like, she showed up on my island, and when I realized that she came from yours, I was like, oh, okay, and I thought she was cute because she's a little black pig, and I thought she was just cute, but then I can't let her go because every now and then she'll wear the rainbow pear dress that you made for her, and so she'll wear it every now and then, so it reminds me of you, so I'm like, I don't ever want to let her go.
You can let her go. I'll send you a different villager. It's fine.
But no, I like her.
Okay.
Nintendo is getting into some weird territory with, like, Animal Crossing and the Pokemon Let's Go games, where it's like, you've got this really weird relationship with a virtual character. Of course, around the time that Pokemon Let's Go came out was also a really, really rough time for me. So it was like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking pet on this virtual Eevee, because if I pet on my cat this much, she's just gonna fucking bite me.
I mean, yeah.
But then I realized that Eevees could write letters to you and shit, and I realized that Pokemon was way more fucked up than I was giving it credit for.
What? They can write letters to you?
Okay. One of the things that, when you play with your Pokemon in Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu, they will give you little gifts. And one of them is a leaf letter. And it's just something, the description is like a letter that Evie wrote on a leaf using its paw print or something. But, you can't read it. You don't understand what's on it. But the real fucked up thing is, number one, Evie has its own form of writing. Or, some concept of writing, right?
Yeah.
And also a concept of writing a letter to you. And it's like, okay, these things aren't just, we're not just caught fighting random animals, okay? These things, like, understand social norms.
I don't know about that. I think that is more like, in Japan, it's thought that... Have you ever heard of yokai script?
No.
Okay, well, it's generally thought that yokai have their own script. They can sort of write letters and messages to each other, but if a human looks at it, it just looks like a bunch of scribbles, because that's what it actually is. It's not that they actually know how to write and have a written language, it's that they've seen humans do it, and they're emulating what humans are doing. And I think that that's probably more along what the lines of that is that Evie has simply recognized that putting scribbles down on a page is something that humans do, and it likes you, it's human, so it did that.
Here's the thing, though. Young children also write down random scribbles, but I think there have been some studies where it's like, it's random scribbles, but that kid can tell you exactly what's on there.
Yeah.
So it could also be that. Like, it might be random scribbles, but that Evie fucking know what it wrote to you.
Well, speaking of Eevees, who's your favorite non-villager NPC?
I really like Celeste. She's one of my favorites. I always enjoy her visiting my island.
She is really cute.
I'm working on a crochet version of her, but I'm super slow at it right now.
I like Blathers.
I feel a real kinship with Brothers.
I forgot that Isabelle is best girl.
Yes.
Isabelle is best girl. Like, hands down.
I almost feel like it's cheating to say Isabelle. It's like, of course it's Isabelle. I'm just trying to think of one that we haven't brought up yet.
The Hedgehog sisters are all really charming.
Thank
they
you.
are. I
Thank
do
you
love
for reminding
them.
me. I can't believe I didn't think of it right away. Mabel.
Yes.
Yes.
Mabel is the most rewarding little side quest in the game, because at the beginning she will not talk to you. But if you continue talking to her repeatedly, even after she rejects talking to you, she will eventually start to open up, and she will tell you some really kind of like touching stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has been one of my favorite things to do, is I make sure to talk to her every day.
Yes.
I also really enjoy the guys from the airplane guys.
Wilbur
the
and
dodos.
Orville.
Yes, Dodo
Yes.
Airlines. Like it is his Tango, Foxtrot, Goofy Slime Over, or whatever. I'm always... They're great. I like how
They use the phonetic alphabet, but instead of whiskey, they go with whisker, which is a perfect touch.
Yeah. And of course, I thought it was going to be cheating if I said KK Sliders, so...
A little bit. It's a little bit cheating.
A little bit cheating. But, what's your favorite KK Slider song?
Oh, hang on. Let me go look it up.
I know the answer to this. It's because it's the one I love hearing my animals sing, and it's KK March.
Okay, that's a pretty good one.
I like KK Jungura. That's the one I play in my botanical garden, and I really like that one a lot.
I mean, straight up Welcome Horizons is a really good song.
Oh yeah, it's a banger.
Can we simply acknowledge that KK Slider is the most accomplished musician ever of all time?
It's true.
Yeah, he's...
Also, if y'all haven't, make sure you get all 3 of the secret songs from him.
Yes. which I'll have to do tomorrow because today was the bug off.
And I also, of course, have to mention Totaka's song, because the sound director, he puts his little song in every game, and it's also in every Animal Crossing, including New Horizons, so never ever forget. He's got a little song.
KK Jangara is the answer.
So, what seasonal activities have been your favorite so far? And I'll tell you, it wasn't Easter.
I like the Easter event. I really liked the Easter event. I'm the only person in the world that did, but I god danged liked the Easter event.
I much preferred the cherry blossom event.
Well, see, in my mind, they were together.
They were not the same event.
They weren't, but they were together because they both happened at the same time.
My favorite was the fireworks.
I missed a lot of those. Like, I did a first couple of weeks of them, and then I forgot.
Well,
But I did like the egg one. I thought it was fun. There was a lot of things to collect. I loved that after you collected so many of a certain egg, you got the outfit. And, you know, as a collector, if you collected all of the DIYs, you got special ones, and I thought that was neat.
I liked when they introduced the swimming, and I think I really liked the cherry blossom one, and that actually made me dislike the egg one more, because it kept getting in the way of me trying to get more cherry blossoms.
You know, I didn't realize the swimming was like a special event. I do love Pascal. I think it's adorable, and I love swimming. I need to swim more, apparently, because I didn't know it was going to go away. And I love the mermaid items. Those are some of my favorite. I wish pearls were a little more accessible, because I only have like 2 at the moment.
How do you get those?
You have to die for them.
Well, they're very rare to get if you die for them. I've only ever gotten them from Pascal. Sometimes when you trade him the scallop, he'll give you an item, he'll give you the mermaid DIYs, or he'll give you a pearl. Like today, he gave me a pearl. I will say, I hit a glitch once with him that made me so mad. I had found the scallop and given it to him, and he gave me some mermaid shoes. I went to my house to try them on, and I glitched going into my house, so I had to restart the game, and it hadn't saved yet. So I had to go back and find a scallop, and when I did, he ended up giving me a pearl instead of the shoes back. And I was like, no!
So, here's a controversial one. What's been your one major gripe about the game?
I think Nintendo's paranoia about just letting people play together willy-nilly is really problematic for the nature of what Animal Crossing is trying to do. And I feel like because of Nintendo's paranoia, they made the process of going over to your friend's island and becoming friends with people more cumbersome than it really needs to be.
My biggest gripe is you can't change your island when someone's there.
Yeah.
I mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again. The fact that you can't get cranky or snooty villagers to respond to your reactions. Like, what am I even doing this for if certain segment of my population isn't gonna do any of the fun shit I want to do with these reactions?
As always, inventory space. Give me more inventory space.
I mean, you can keep virtually infinite stuff in your basement. I don't know if there is a limit to that.
There is. I've reached it.
Fantastic. Good to know. I also think it's kind of annoying that you have to take materials out of storage. Like, the game can tell you what you have in storage and what you have in your pockets. So you should really be able to, just go in there and
Craft from storage.
Craft from storage. It should be easy.
That would be nice if you could craft from storage. That would be really nice.
Oh god, I just went down to my basement and take a look and oh god.
You know, I've not had a storage problem at all. And now granted, I don't keep everything. Like, if I'm not, like, I have things in storage right now, but usually if I don't have a use for it, I just get rid of it because I'm like, well, if I want it, I can get it again in my catalog.
Yeah. I usually just end up giving a lot of stuff to villagers because, like, furniture seems to be the way to go to build up friendships.
Yeah, and you'll get an extra friendship point if you wrap it.
Yes, but I think most of the time I will just use my storage for fish and bugs, and just wait until Flick or CJ come to the island and sell them then.
All right, so our next set of questions come from Ryan at Midshelf Ryan. How many hours have you put in?
Oh god, I have no idea.
I'm checking.
many.
I have played for 295 hours or more.
650 hours or more.
Okay, cool. I'm coming in at a low 225.
Basil, you're slacking.
Oh, am I?
125 hours.
Oh,
Yeah, I win. I think. Or do I lose?
No, you lose.
Oh, okay.
Get good. Jason,
Well-
come on.
Speaking of things that I've lost at, have you managed to hit 5 stars?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm at 4, and I don't know that I even care about getting to 5.
Hell yeah, my brother. Like, they constantly complain that I have too many trees. Screw you. This game is Animal Forest. I have trees.
Yeah, they say my island lacks appealing scenery, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just throw some shit down when and if I feel like it.
The
I will say
middle of
my
my
island-
island has Godzilla. What more do you want out of me?
Like,
My island is
I have
currently
vending-
not a 5-store, but
I
I-
have vending machines, and it's like, okay, you guys should like come up and use them. Oh, that's another gripe I have is like you can't do some of the same stuff that the other villagers do, like eat or exercise. Like I kind of want to do some of those things with them.
Yeah, I want to exercise too.
Do some Tai Chi or whatever.
Here's a question that I guess it took a minute for us to get to. Do you think the game would have been as widely successful if we hadn't entered a global pandemic and started working from home a week before it came out?
no.
This is a yes and no question.
Yeah.
I think I would have been just as taken with it as I am presently, because I was already living that hikikomori lifestyle even before the pandemic hit. So, and I have this relationship with Animal Crossing where I go through cycles where I spend I have a month or so where I intensely need to play Animal Crossing. I have a theory that it's related to my need to control my environment, because the other time that I just really absolutely needed to play Animal Crossing was the month that I got married. So I think I would have absolutely needed to play this Animal Crossing and gotten just as into it as I am now, but I don't know that it would have had the worldwide appeal that it did.
Right. I think people that had played it would definitely play it. I think I would have probably played it, maybe not as much, I'm not sure, but I know I would have tried it because Basil would have played it. I think a lot of people that got it that hadn't even owned a Switch yet, I don't think they would have if not for the pandemic.
That's an interesting question, because as of the pandemic, the Switch became a lot harder to find. So if not for the pandemic, sales might have been the same or possibly even higher. But I generally think it would have been about the same regardless. Like, maybe people's relationship with it wouldn't be as deep, because, it wasn't something you turned to as solicit during a really hard time. But, it would still have gone through the cycle of everybody showing their stuff off and people being like, oh, that game looks neat, and going and buying it. Again, maybe they don't play it as much, maybe they don't have as deep of a connection to it as they do now, but I still think it would have been roughly the same.
I feel that, for example, if Pandemic Animal Crossing Horizons hype level hit 100, without the pandemic, it still would have been like 90. It still would have been way high, super high adoption rate. This was clearly one of Nintendo's primary games for this year. And I think it still would have hit real hard, real nice, real good. But I don't think as many people would have played it as hard those first couple of months like they did. Animal Crossing, I feel, is very much a game that stays with you. It's a game that you play a little bit, but you play it all year round.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's supposed to be played.
And I think it got played real hard a whole lot due to the pandemic. And I think it might have burnt some people out before they really need to go back into it. I know that kind of got me a little bit, that and the eggs.
Those eggs. You really didn't like that event.
I really, really didn't. Okay, so here's a nice, good, jovial question. Doom Eternal. Next question. Wait, actually, hold up. Make that the question. Are you looking forward to the Isabel Doomslayer crossover?
Yeah.
Is that a real thing that's happening?
No, but we all wish it was.
Anytime
Okay.
Isabel crosses over with anything that is not in her explicit genre is wonderful and amazing, and yes, I will always look forward to Isabel crossovers.
Yeah, I was like, that can't possibly be a thing with Microsoft just having purchased Bethesda. But
Honestly, I think it's more likely now that Microsoft has purchased Bethesda.
Yeah.
I don't think Bethesda has the real wherewithal to realize they could pull off such a thing, but Microsoft does. Remember, Microsoft has actually published games on the Switch with Ori, the 2 Ori games, and Cuphead, for example. So, our next question comes from Bill at WB4Man999. I never played Animal Crossing, but I always enjoyed watching my brother play. It's a very relaxing game. My favorite character is Blathers. He's got a wonderful bow tie and is historian/archivist at heart. Plus amazing facial expressions. Have you been able to collect all the bugs and fossils?
I am playing so that I'm not doing time travel, so I have not been able to collect all the bugs yet. I have collected all the fossils, though.
I am the same. I've collected all the fossils, and I am 13 bugs away. But I've also not done time travel.
Yeah, I'm not doing time travel either. I have no idea if I have all the fossils or not. I think I might because, I go weeks at a time without getting a new one.
Well, when you do, Blathers would tell you we've completed all the fossils.
Okay, so there's probably like one I'm still randomly waiting to get, but
I am still on my way to getting all the fossils. I ain't can collect all those bugs. You're lucky I'm collecting any bugs. These bugs are way too realistic for my sanity. Let me tell you, if there's
The only
anything...
way he'll get all the bugs is if I do it for him.
Well, the good news is that Blathers agrees with you.
It's true. Now, bugs deserve to be outdoors. I get it. I'm down with it. I just don't want to be the one dealing with them. So, our next question comes from Andrew at toaster_Mike. Best fruit? What the best fruit?
Pears.
Cherries.
Pears.
Peaches. They look like little butts.
they do
Pears.
look like little butts.
All the fruit in this game looks like it has a little butt. My pears look like they have a little butt.
It's true, but the peaches are... Anyways, so Austin at Bebop Shock. Bebop as in, like, Cowboy Bebop. Shock as in, you a shock!
Okay.
It's the theme song from Fist of the North Star.
Right.
And I will never not be able to not say it that way. If you were king or queen, Nintendo, what improvements would you make to the game's multiplayer aspects? Also, what events/crossovers would you like to see?
I want to see a Crystal Chronicles crossover.
I would like to expand the number of Nintendo characters you can have as villagers. Taking the Wolf Link and Ganon from New Leaf and just like expand it. Let's have Bowser. Let's have I don't know, some fucking Fire Emblem characters. Let's get them all in here. Let's just get weird. Let's have Birdo. Can we have Birdo in here?
Oh, I think there's one octopus villager that looks a little bit like Birdo.
Yeah, Marina does resemble Birdo a little bit, but let's get Yoshi. Why can't we have Yoshi?
Well,
Why
I
can't we
would
have
like
7 colored Yoshis?
I would like the ability to change where my beach line and where my coastline is. I would also like to be able to decide where my dock is and where my pier is, and where my river mouths are. Like they gave me all the other tools for customizing the island, and you can clearly see in the customization tool there's like 2 extra spots, so they clearly were planning on having like other ways to customize it that just didn't make it into the game yet. And I want those more development tools.
I would like, if you only invite best friends, you can modify your island.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
As events / crossovers, Monster Hunter is always down to clown.
Yes, they are.
So maybe some nice Monster Hunter. Inversely, I would like an Animal Crossing event in Final Fantasy XIV, but that's a different podcast.
I'm just looking forward to seeing, what they do for Halloween and Christmas, because and I know that this is different probably than they've done in other games, but since I've never played one, I know that there's going to be snow when it gets colder because other regions of the world have already gotten the snow based on their time and location. So I'm excited to see all that coming up soon.
More inventory space. Is the biggest thing. More inventory space.
You know what? No, I finally figured out there is one thing I would really like. And I would like, I get the ATM concept, but I wish we could keep all of our money on us, like, just in the money thing. I hate getting to, like, over 99K and it going into my inventory. I would just like my money to be in its own little pouch.
Like a bigger
and not
wallet.
have to go to, yeah. Like, I don't want to have to go to the ATM and deposit all of it other than, like, 50K, so I have some money on me, but I can get more. Yeah, that is honestly one thing I really wish would be different.
Well, the Nook Phone...
Contactless pay from your Nook phone.
Well, as I say, Nook Phone, that was a new thing they've added to this game, so maybe in the next game we'll actually get it. So, from Tori at Worst Waifu, Isabelle versus Tom Nook. Who would win? Deathmatch.
Now,
Oh
see,
my
okay.
god.
I feel like this is saying Superman versus Batman. You have the guy with all the money that can get all the gadgets, and then you have the most powerful being in the world.
Right.
So which one? Yeah. So it's like,
Well-
it could go either way.
I am on the Batman versus Superman issue. I'm a firm believer that Batman, provided enough time, could theoretically beat Superman.
Okay, this is. I'm gonna go ahead and put this argument to bed, everybody.
Uh-huh.
I hear probably the vast majority of people are like Batman, 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 Batman. And that is not, I do not mean to undercut Batman's brilliance or his immense wealth.
Well,
But
the stipulation.
If Superman wanted to fight Batman, you could simply melt him, punch him into the sun, whatever he wants to do because he's Superman.
Well, that's
Is
why
it
the
kinda like-
stipulation.
He's an unkillable, unstoppable god.
That's why the stipulation is always given enough time,
Well,
Batman. But like,
yeah,
but just like they have reason to fight Superman without any warning.
I mean, you can have an Indiana Jones scenario where he just pulls out the gun and shoots the guy. Like,
Look.
Superman could just use his laser eyes,
just melt his
shoot a
head.
hole. Yeah, shoot a hole through his chest, through Batman's chest, and keep going.
Look,
Yeah,
this question's already been answered. The answer is Saitama, One Punch Man. That's his whole stick. Ain't no one gonna beat him. He wins. But as far as Isabelle versus Tom Nook, Isabelle knows how to smash. Isabelle
Yeah.
smash. Tom Nook, he ain't Batman. He's just a tanuki that likes money.
Yeah,
Like,
he's got big balls, but Isabelle is a certified psychopath. She never sleeps.
Okay, question.
Except for all the times in resident services where I catch her sleeping, which is pretty much constantly.
John,
Yes.
when you said that Tom Nook has big balls,
Yes.
did you know that that is a thing about Tanuki
Yes.
that
Yes,
they have?
that-
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm informed about Tanukis having giant testicles.
They have
That's why I
giant
went straight
testicles.
for that joke.
All right. Okay, I
Tanuki
wanted to...
Mario, also gigantic testicles.
I mean, just really huge testicles.
Like, really big.
well, he is Mediterranean.
Like
Like,
Mario might have a thing with the Princess Crown, but Peach definitely has a thing with the Tanuki.
like you cannot understate the size of these testicles.
No,
If you
no.
think you have imagined testicles that are too big for this creature, you have not imagined them big enough.
Then imagine Bowser with the Tanuki suit, and also the horrors of birthing the Koopa kids. Because some of them have fucking spikes on their back. Actually, I think they all have spikes on their back. I mean, I had a friend who, just, within the last week had a baby that's like, 10 pounds and 20 inches. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. But no, these Koopa kids are just, oh my god. What on earth?
The spikes had to grow later. Like, they
I
had to.
I am not certain.
Oh, wait, did he lay an egg? Didn't they hatch from eggs?
I don't think this has ever canonically been explained.
They need to get on it. They need to explain it.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the dark implication. Why do you think Bowser keeps kidnapping Peach? You think this is just about power? Because he's got the troops and the resources. He could just stage a military coup if he wanted just to take over. But no, this is about something else. This is about something way more disturbing.
Well, what is your theory?
Oh,
What theory are you selling? Because
I'm saying that he's kidnapping Peach to sexually assault her and birth
I see.
kids. Yeah.
Okay, because I've heard it the other way around too. Is that I've also heard the theory presented is that Mario must be something of an abusive boyfriend, and she's actually running to Bowser for safety and protection, and Mario keeps coming and grabbing her and taking her back.
Okay, this is literally the plot to Braid.
Yes.
I mean, maybe, but...
And Jonathan blows. So, our last question from Will at Swoosh X Bear or Swoosh Cross Bear, depending on how you want to read it. For veterans, how do you feel about the changes in the series with this entry, such as the crafting mechanic? Where do you see the series going from here?
Well, first of all, I could not have envisioned this. Sitting back with the 3DS version of the game, I would have never dreamt that it would have gone to this, and yet this seems like the natural conclusion of where they've been going. So I have basically no idea, where they're gonna go next, but I can say that I do actually really enjoy the crafting mechanic. There are improvements I wish that they would do for the crafting mechanic to make it just a little bit more customizable, but otherwise I'm very happy with it. I would like some sort of skill tree to go along with the crafting mechanic in order to make certain recipes more accessible. Because right now it's 100% luck of the draw which recipe do you just happen across. Whereas I would prefer it to be able to actually actively go for try to build up a certain recipe.
I want interspecies relationships. There, I said it.
Battle Royale.
They did have two characters get married in this go around.
They're both alpaca though.
So yeah, for one, we need some interspecies relationships.
Yes.
And two, we need to see what kind of children they have, and how does that work.
that Flick and CJ are a couple.
Well,
is
that canon?
Yes.
It is canon.
Yes.
It's heavily implied, but yes.
Well, no, heavily implied is not being canon. Like, as far as I knew, they were roommates.
Well, okay. I don't remember if it's Flick or CJ that refers to... I think it's CJ refers to his partner that makes art, and that partner is, in fact, Flick.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
Because Flick is the one who,
Okay,
makes the
so
art
I
from the bugs.
I really, really, really want those two to be gay, because I forgot about them when we were talking about our favorite characters. I totally forgot that I absolutely adore Flick and everything that he is. Like, oh my gosh, I want reptile villagers. Like, oh, he's so cute. I really want them to be gay together, but because I really want it, I do not accept it unless they actually say my boyfriend or girlfriend or
I think that's a bit
I feel
more
like
progressive than what Nintendo's willing to go in on, being a Japanese company. But I do think that is the strong implication.
like I would settle for a press statement where she says yes, or somebody from Nintendo says yes, that is what we meant, because I want it to be so, but because I want it so bad, I'm not okay just kind of passively accepting it.
Understandable. Probably a responsible thing to do, but I'm going to just say the answer is yes, and that Nintendo's probably not, at least anytime soon, at least from like the Japanese side, going to make any sort of direct acknowledgement of that.
I want Kappa to come back.
Yes.
Yes.
I want Kappa to come back very much. And again, come on, Battle Royale. Everyone else is doing it. Hell, with Nintendo with their mobile game Dragalia Lost, it's got a Battle Royale in it now. 16 people in or one character leaves. Come on, let's have a one big island. And who can survive being whacked with the net the longest and stop, and gets the most annoyed, and everyone leaves except for the one person with their one now really broken net, and then they get their island.
Or it's like some sort of perverted version of the Most Dangerous Game, where it's like instead of just straight up hunting humans, you're hunting these anthropomorphic animals.
Okay, what I actually think was more likely to happen, and what should happen.
You don't think this is gonna happen, Basil?
Oh, well, give people time. I mean, I say that, but Lord knows we now have Tetris 99. We're about to have Mario 35. So maybe for one of these anniversary years for Animal Crossing, maybe we'll actually get it. But they've been giving us more and more control over things as Animal Crossing now has gone on. So I think the next step is actually what Doug is talking about. And I also kind of wonder if, since this whole theme was sort of the island, maybe we get into almost more of a SimCity approach, where maybe you get to choose your kind of land territory that you start off with. Maybe we get more like mountainous. I don't know.
So which Animal Crossing came first, City Folk or New Leaf?
City Folk came first. It was the Wii.
Well then, never mind. My thought was that we could in fact build up more like a city, like, even because when your island is at its maximum capacity, it's still like a quaint little town. For the next Animal Crossing, they could let you build it up more like a city.
SimCity Animal Crossing.
Well, like there would be other shops, like in addition to just like the Nookling shop and the dress shop, we could have the photography booths like actually on the island to decide where that goes, and maybe more little shops with different game mechanics could appear. The poodles could come back.
And of course, who knows what they'll be doing with this game? Who knows how long the support for New Horizons will last? They could keep adding more stuff throughout the next couple of years. We probably will not see a new Animal Crossing for some years. So, who knows? But I think we've been going on for many minutes, so we should definitely call it here, except how many of Awesomes out of Awesomes are going to give Animal Crossing New Horizons?
1.2 million Bell Crown out of Awesome.
I'm going to say 1,600 inventory spaces of Awesome.
10 animals on toilets out of 10. Awesome. Buy every single one of your animals a toilet.
No!
I'm going to give it... Come on!
Buy sushi costumes for your octopus. Buy a hot dog for your pig.
Oh, okay, I'm going to have to do this now.
Just give me Cap'n out of Awesome. Just give me Cap'n. So, folks, this has been the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome Also, saving the best for last, congrats, Charlie and Daryl.
Yay!
Yay, baby
Daryl!
Freya!
That's right. Yeah, no, we finally have an actual awesome kid in the, now out there. It exists in the world, and that's interesting.
We're getting old. Somebody kill me.
Nope. We got to keep doing podcasts. Sorry, John. Can't do that. We're thinking of podcasts. We got all sorts of podcasts for you, folks. Go to OSMcast.com. Tell your friends, rate us on all the various places like Apple Podcasts. I don't know if Google does ratings, but like us on Spotify. Also like us now apparently on Amazon Podcasts. That's a thing now.
Stitcher.
Yeah, Stitcher. I need to apply for them, but there's now a couple of big portals now in India that I need to apply for. There's all sorts of places you can like us. So please like us at all the things. Give us all the 5 stars. I may have a 4-star island, but I've got a 5-star podcast.
Damn straight.
You can also find us on the social medias at OSMcast, whether it's Twitter or Facebook. Both the major food groups. You can find myself on Twitter at It's Basil Time. You can find Anna on Twitter at
Angel Darkfire, no A in dark.
You can find John on Twitter at
J5 is live. J, the number 5 is live. If you cannot spell is live, I cannot help you.
Also, cannot help you with Doug. He ain't got no Twitter. But
I'm a man of mystery and intrigue.
That's right. But you can find him on Redbubble.
Yeah, I am on Redbubble.
And OnlyFans.
And you should buy stuff.
You should buy specifically the mask that is Basil's face. Like, right now I have it colored in blue, but I'll change it to any color you want if some people want it, because I want lots of people to walk around with Basil's face on their face.
That's right. Also, speaking of my face on things, that's not actually this at all. But John has an excellent Twitch stream he does with his buddy Mike and other friends called These Are Video Games. And you should totally go watch them at switch.tv/theseRVG. And when do y'all do those amazing streams there?
We are currently regularly doing streams from 7 to 11 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesday is our variety stream, Tuesday is Overwatch, and Friday is League of Legends. We say a lot of swears on Friday because League of Legends community is a plague on this earth.
Also, our theme song was designed, composed by DJ Inabito. You can find him at, I think on Twitter, it's a DJ_Inabito. But he also has DJinabito.com. He also does his own streams under DJ Inabito on Twitch. Anna is our wonderful, wonderful editor who foolishly agreed to this podcast, because now she gets to listen to all currently 147 minutes of this and talking. But until next time, thank y'all for listening. We're out.
Oh,